Crown chakra and Mercury retrograde. I tell you, it's always interesting to see how technology works with me. So yes, we are here to do the energy update for the next 24 hours. For me in Australia, I'm at the 17th, the good old Uranus and Taurus squaring Saturn and Aquarius energy. I've had a lot of clientele and subbies messaging me to do with circumstances that are happening, and I thought I'd do an energy check. And now we are moving towards the full moon in Virgo, so we're pulling in some of that energy already, and I'm seeing a huge shift. And so, you know, for me personally, already at the 17th, I'm finding this to be a very unique day. The one thing, almost to the point I had to look at the astrology and say, where is Neptune right now? Because the psychic downloads have been huge, the epiphany, and it's probably because of the nodes. So I'd say it's more that Mercury energy of the light bulb and the creativity is coming from the nodes in Gemini, that it's almost like we're seeking things. And over the last 2 weeks, I've had an inconvenience of a chainsaw outside. And whenever something has been a synchronistic pattern, I'm usually guided to look at the spiritual relationship to that energy, which I'm going to try and see if I can do it again. How are we all doing? I'm just going to check something, because the spiritual meaning of chainsaw has a very interesting spin on some of this energy that's coming through. I pulled the ruin, which I will actually okay, let's read it. So if I'm not looking at you or reading your posts, don't take it personal. I'm on the other page at the moment, so I can actually read the interpretation to you in a divination sense of what the energy surrounding chainsaw means. Now, let me see. Okay. Now, in a dream, regardless, point blank zero, it's almost like a disruption and an inconvenience and something that somebody has not taken into consideration, how the cause and effect, good old Saturn in Aquarius, how it would affect the bigger picture of things. It's an inconvenience. So in this term, to get your object, you should apply yourself a great demand, perseverance, determination with this stream. Dreaming of a chainsaw that cuts the tree of your garden to take care of any confrontations or problems at work. Also, it can relate to somebody living in somebody living in your garage. That's random. You will face gradual changes in situations to do with family, tribe. Well, it does make sense. But regardless, the other connection to it was very much, we'll talk about the headaches too. It was very much to do with the fact that with the downloads at the moment and the people that have been communicating with me this morning, number one, if you can move away, the third eye is coming from Mercury. So we're having, if we're trying to problem solve, it's coming from an energetic purge. If you're coming from because I've noticed a lot of patterns coming through, there's also some of you that are dealing with fear-based frequency, and it can be lack of motivation. Now, Mars is coming through the moon stage at the moment where it's activating the sexual energy. I'll just say it. Okay. So it's there, which can be it's overactive. We can show up in the world being very emotional, very angry, aggressive, you know, really putting our point through, or it can come through where we just can't be darned. We're too tired, we're sluggish, but again, it can come down to the third eye too. Because when we're having the spindles move, each of us are all on a very individual soul path, and then there's the collective soul path. So it's still working on both levels, but singularly, each of you have a circumstance coming up at the moment. Now, I do firmly believe that with this Mercury retrograde, it's a reset. With the reset, a lot of the manifestations we've been ushering in, it's giving us what we thought we wanted, but then we're second guessing it. I'm seeing a lot of people in the last 24 hours almost going, that's really unique that I wanted that or was doing that, because that doesn't resonate with me any longer. And it is due to the fact that we are having this very Mercury orientated thoughts, actions, words, and going, whoa, 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 did I want that? Was I wanting that? And it's a revisit to those things. Now, during Mercury retrograde, which Louise and I were talking about, earlier, don't ever get scared if a person from the past comes back during Mercury retrograde. It's needed. Sometimes, especially because we are moving towards the heart chakra activation, we may be in a mode that, and this came up in the read as well, which has been coming up with a lot of other clients as well, that number one, sometimes we feel that we need to do the work and we're doing the work, right? We're in the thick of it. Other times we get to a space that we feel, is this healthy that we keep going over this psychologically? I don't want to think about this. Barley's, I'm not doing this anymore. It's not healthy for me. It's a shift. It's just a shift and you're moving up a level. But there is a lot of protection coming through at the moment with a lot of us. But the reason why this is happening is for us to understand an aspect of ourselves. And I would say this is a lot of shadow energy we're doing. We're doing a lot of shadow work with Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith currently is in Taurus, and it can be to do with self-worth, value, belief systems, conditioning. And also because we have Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, which is group. It can be family-related dynamics, value systems. Pack mentality, but it's not that that's a bad thing. It's the subject matter. And Venus currently is there as well. So, where the healing comes from, sometimes it is people that know us that will come in as soul healers. So it's almost like our guides will operate through these individuals to come into our sphere to heal that blockage, if it's not that direct 3D human being that we are working with. Also at that level, what we are individually going through is to heal so we can physically move forward. So there can be this agitation at the moment. Right, I'm on point. Hi, Stella. I was thinking about you all morning. Right, okay, we want to move forward. We've been to 3D. We want to take that direct action. And even the ruin is coming through like the chariot, okay? So I'm going to read up on this ruin for us for the next 24 hours of what the download is. I think my tooth is throat chakra again. It's okay. And it's wisdom. I remember you saying. So I had that. Remember, I've got the abscess. Yeah. Okay. So radio it connects to, and it's also frequency. So it's very crown chakra. A lot of you are going to have the third eye clearing now because it's a purgatory effect. And then the crown chakra is going to be breaking open where you're going to have these massive downloads. So pre-warned, forearmed. Now, this connects to chariot. It also connects to the eagle because, again, it's taking a bird's eye view. Thursday, fire and air. So Mars is making an aspect. And, again, the nodes in Gemini. A lot of light bulb moments that many of you are coming through with. Okay, radio means wagon and shares the same root as the Old English word a ride and wheel, Rad in German. It therefore has the connotation of travel, journey, moving forward. Radio is not simply the static wheel, representing the conceptual wheel of time. It is a wheel pulled by horse and means of progress and process. So situations that are going to come up in your life is for progress and purpose. It's to get you to a point of where you need to be. So it's almost like the term that we had the ruin 2 days ago, and it was Gibo, it was nothing's for nothing. Now that we've moved through that energy, we're moving into an energy of, okay, maybe did I manifest that? Maybe things do happen for a reason. Do I know better? I can change my mind. That's fine. Can we be fluid in this moment? So with it, there is going to be subjects of a chariot moving forward. And again, you will find the chariot in spiritual terms is also your chakra system. So in a pain body experience, Mercury, your thoughts, your actions, your words, hearing from people, talking about it, thinking about it, tuning into it, trying to resolve it through the third eye. With these group energies, and collectively we're doing this, the blockages that were stored in your chakra, the spindles can't spin. So as this comes up in a purgatory effect, it is there to benefit you. And it's also there to unblock that so that you can physically move forward lighter. So some of you can potentially have a lot of sacral chakra energy at the moment. When it comes to fair-based frequency, energy, intimacy, very separately, it can be different energies depending on what your personal purge is that's coming through, but it is going to help you physically move forward. It is a scarred journey, spiritual quest. So it's almost like the hero's journey, but we're going back down memory lane, facing the shadows in order to be lighter, to move forward with more clarity and understanding of what we're going to be setting up 2021 for ourselves and where we're going. Now, in the mundane, change in direction. And it's funny because it's sort of like it sort of looks a bit drunk. It's kind of like leaning on an angle, the way I've placed it on the table. And the way it's leaning is almost towards the tumble line. It's like, I want to protect myself. I need my foundation. I need my safety. Where's safe? Purging generally doesn't feel safe. I'll just be perfectly honest with you. It's like walk into that shadow, face that shadow. Some of us are looking at where we had responsibilities and circumstances. Others of us are feeling as though, do we want that as a problem? And that could be, this is a problem. I need to protect myself. But this guarded energy is going to move. It's merely showing us the shadow effect of, okay, if we guard ourselves, does it mean when we're building pyramids we're protected? No, not necessarily. But that shadow frequency, wanting to have an assurity, things to do with that are coming up at the moment. Okay. Habit breaking. There you go. Right? Habit breaking. It's like, is that serving me? Does that work? Did it work? Has it ever worked? No. Okay. I need to detach from that. Rhythm. Relocation. Esoteric. Cosmic order. Ritual journey. Vision. Quest. Personal destiny. Reversed. Status, crisis, rigidity, wrong action. The saying stuck in a rut harks back to the days of horse-drawn travel. When the wagon wheel is stuck in a rut, we have a purgatory experience, right? It's like, no, the universe is saying, you're ready for this. You've got this. You'll be fine. Let's see what the cards are saying. So, chainsaw, there has been some blockages relating to the past of things that were unfair and were not thought of. So we're tapping into that, and we're tapping into what that means to us. How does that feel when that happens? But again, Saturn is asking, it's almost like a karmic cycle to a degree in an apologetic sense, is coming back to balance that equation out. And that can be from many situations, many people. It can be revisiting dreams, revisiting hopes, and things to that degree. Just wondering what deck they want me to use. I'm being drawn to that one. We'll see. I'll get that and that. The yellow, because the middle ox, is about yellow, okay? Get some red in your house, get some yellow, get some clear quartz, and also some metal, because, we're in the middle ox here. You can also do feng shui in your house to balance and manifest that energy more effectively. Let's see what comes through. Okay, well, that kind of makes sense. We have new beginnings in reverse in our mind. It's like, okay, do we want to go back? Do we want to start fresh? Do we want to have a new situation? Do we, don't we? We're undecided. The reason is because something doesn't resonate with us, but something's been healed inside us. Again, I'm seeing the purple coming through on the card, and the purple is almost like the intuition, the thought process, the healing through the third eye of trying to understand. Many of you are feeling very torn because there was a great deal of love to do with these circumstances, and this is collective energy. So this can be career, this can be love. It's your emotion relating to this transformation that we're going through. Yes, and it's because we're in Mercury retrograde. It's okay. Nobody's telling you to make a decision in 24 hours. If you're undecided, that's okay. That's where you are today. So the sea of love. There was love. Doesn't mean that, balance the orange chakra. I dreamt of a new person coming into your life. Inner conflict, healing, unfinished business. You know, do we have closure? The full moon in Virgo is going to really amp this up a notch. So I do think during this Mercury retrograde, a lot of us that have reflected over love, relationships, money, family, where we have actually allowed other people to make decisions for us, where we have felt that that decision was taken from us and it was done to us, perpetrator victim consciousness. We're looking at all those things, but it had to come through hard and heavy prior to the full moon in Virgo. Otherwise, that healing process would have been too painful. And it is higher heart chakra. It is Chiron energy. Because we're going to be having, energies. The sun's going to be in Pisces, and I'll do an astrology update relating to that later, or a community post. As we transit into that, you're going to understand why all of this had to happen. And you're going to be looking and understanding your life a lot better than you did previously to this event. So the inner conflict is there to help. Yes, lots of inner conflict, and it's every possible to mend anything. Yes, it is. A lot of the coaching I've been doing with my clients lately has been to do with that. It's not our job to mend. It's our job to mend our side. The other person, it is, reach that conclusion when you reach that conclusion. Somebody asked me if there's been betrayals and things to that degree in a connection. Can you move beyond that? Yes, you can, because, in the time that you have that separation, when you are faced with a circumstance and that person's showing up and they're saying, look, I understand X, Y, and Z in my life, and I have learnt and I feel different, and gosh, I wish I had seen. I'm willing to do the work. And you see that vibration. You can see that the sacrifices that were made and the things you lost, and, them wanting to pour back into that cup, that it does make it worth it then, because you can see that individual is willingly choosing to, do that energy work with you. That's different. But, thinking on it from a pain body experience, and we're having a huge feminine year at the moment. We've got the South Node in Sagittarius. We've got the North Node in Gemini, it's still a masculine element. But we also have this being a metal ox year is a feminine energy. So a lot of emotions are going to come up, but it's about navigating and mastering those things. Doesn't it to people to heal the betrayal, both parties? No, because if he had said sorry about what he did, it depends on if I'm willing to forgive. So anyone can say sorry to you. Anyone can show up and do the work. It is, you have to integrate that inside yourself first and be open. Sometimes we're very guarded and we're very protected. And I was like, I don't know if I trust you. But it's about trusting ourselves, and that, thinking, okay, if something then was to happen, I've had experience of the past, and, I will be gentle to myself. I'm allowed to make a mistake, and it can be us even choosing to choose a person that maybe has hurt us. And I think a lot of this month has been about accepting what was, but it's not that it's acceptable necessarily. Whoever those people were, was it a mother, father, and whoever those energies were, there's deep soul healing at the moment. We've got 3 green cards here. It's all higher heart chakra. So a lot of us in our life path are looking at who we used to be. And I keep hearing the term return to innocence. So I think if you go on, it's almost like the analogy coming through from my guides is very much, okay, there's been a blockage in our lives. There's been conditioning. There's been blockages, different ways of doing things. It doesn't resonate with us. It's showing us maybe the error in our belief, manifestation, feelings, thoughts, people, places, things. We're being protected. We're being guarded. We're trying to gain that stability. There was passion there once. The conflict is the healing, the blockages, the ties, the cords. Can be obligations in our life, maybe circumstantial, maybe feeling you can't cut those cords. Uranus and Taurus squaring Saturn in Aquarius is there for approximately 2 days. But it's a residency, it's an energy that's going to cause a shift. We don't know what that's going to be. Yin, yang, it's a square, it's difficult. Saturn's Lord of restrictions. It can relate to groups, family, tribes. It could have been, maybe it's even for a lot of us information relating to what those circumstances were in the past to prevent us from achieving these things. This can even be in your career. So if you were looking at the things that were going down, it might have been, hey, due to lockdown, I couldn't launch a business. It was a coffee shop and I couldn't do that. Now I have to do something outside the box. Could be a love-related domain. A lot of twins lately have been hearing a lot of information from the past, or maybe changing their opinion relating to things, doing their shadow work, and we're in a different space. Our guides are working through the people we know to help heal us. So for spiritual healers, they're even having upgrades at the moment. But our guides are bringing in circumstantial events to move us back to the heart. All right? Love. Reflection, the mirror work. Family-related dynamics, the trees in the back, things that we planted seeds and things and hopes and wishes and dreams we wanted inside our families that we maybe didn't get. Okay, this is moving all of us collectively, both males and females, into our emotional feelings of learning to retrust. Trust the process. Trust the process. You know, peace, the healing does help with peace, inner peace. So sometimes we can think, God, why does this keep coming up? Why is this emotion coming up? It always feels better after. It doesn't during the time, right? Going, oh no, you know, why does this keep coming up? Why do I keep looking at it? We're looking at it in various ways, right? So one way I explained a situation, and it has been to, you know, a few people this week. It's been to a degree. When we're healing, this is our story. I have to get my book that I made for my twin and I, who's an absolute joke. He'd probably kill me. So there was the story. This is our story and viewpoint. We observed the situation and lived it, okay? At a point, you could have been a victim. At a point, you might have been the perpetrator. Whatever that subject is that's coming up really heavily, this is your storyline. And purging through the ego, the pain body experience, the feeling, the heart, the pain, the heartache, the feelings, the energy you poured into a circumstance. You are viewing one side of the story. As you get stronger and we move through this, to see different perspectives, the mirror work is, okay, why did that happen on their side of the fence, and see it from their side? Then you can say, have I ever been there before? Not exactly. Is this about me? No, this is about them. It's compartmentalizing and putting it in the correct order. And then, you know, see it through another person's eyes, and then come back to the space and go, okay, I'm very different now. What do I want? Not that path or that path. That path or that path is okay. We have two, right? Some of you have 3 paths, 4 paths, options. Almost like that 7 of Cups card. It's like, oh, which one do I pick? Oh, heck. One's got a poisonous snake in it. One's got anthrax. But you tasted it all, right? So when we're faced with this, we can only do our side. We can't do that. That's outside of our control. The love that we have, it's not illegal to love someone. If someone's mean to you, it's not illegal. I mean, what they're doing is unfair. It's their side of the fence. How they react is their issue. How you show up is yours, right? So it's okay to love someone who's hurt you and forgive, but it doesn't mean you're condoning it or saying it was okay. And that's why we do the inner work, to get to a place where we can go, darn, man, don't want to keep going back to this story, because we accidentally remanifest that storyline if we continue to think about it. And that's why we do harp on about the inner work, is because we don't want to re-attract those storylines, because we are in our power body. Her father isn't my twin. Yeah, you'll even look at it like, okay, that's you, that's that story. Anyway, we'll get back into the room. So the trust is, can I let somebody in? Are they going to hurt me again? You can't break what's broken. The break is inside, the emotion is inside, we can't control other people. Sometimes we can directly feel the safest option is a different energy, a different circumstance, a brand new business, starting fresh, planting a new seed. And I think at the moment the collective is split. What gave us, you know, the energy before and maybe a brand new beginning. And it won't look how you think it will for many reasons. Because number one, a brand new beginning it's a bit like the Fool card in the tarot. I should try some tarot cards. Let's see if it comes up. The Fool card in tarot is there's infinite ways in which this can come about. And does that mean you're protected from a psychic point of view, from building a team so no harm shall ever come, that you will not have to second guess yourself and your intuition? Your intuition was not at fault for another person's actions. Wasn't your fault. Wasn't personal. It became personal when you were the victim in the other person's life because they couldn't self-master, but it was not personal. So there is, we'll talk about the coaching side of things in a minute. Otherwise, my channeling will get cut off. I feel many at the moment, in a sense, we're split in half, in the yin and yang. Okay, and it's a process. It's not incorrect. We're tuning in, overacting. Some of you are reacting, and some of you are currently making major decisions during Mercury retrograde. And if that's necessary, it's necessary. Everything is divinely guided. And it may be due to, okay, I do not want to remanifest this where I have to protect myself or lower the guard, allow the heart to heal. Okay, the past in a way, some of you relating to this previous situation, oh heck. Let's have a look. Foundation. Are feeling as though this is a burden. This energy is a burden, right? Abandonment. Left out in the cold. Don't want to keep repeating this cycle. It's like a broken merry-go-round. Chariot. Who they used to be was this. Yeah, well, I was seeing, at first I was seeing psychically a T in the road. And I'm going to run into the office for 5 and I'm going to grab that post because I've got to read this post to you about the chainsaw. And hopefully I don't knock the internet out with my psychic energy. Okay. Where is it? Chainsaw. Okay, so I'll mention quickly the psychic downloads I had. Chainsaw. It's been going off the hook for weeks. Now, chainsaw represents complete disregard for feelings, no remorse, or little concern for consequences. The chainsaw may also reflect a total insensitivity to others' feelings, uncaring forcefulness. The chainsaw used by someone else to harm you or scar you symbolizes your feelings about some issue in your life that's completely insensitive to your feelings, wishes, or life situation. Are you grasping this? So we're going through a circumstance of healing to do with that of what was out of our control. Don't own it. It wasn't a you, okay? What another person does has never been your fault. Not personal. It's on them, right? Separately, I have been seeing not a T-section. Or was it a T-section? Yeah, it wasn't. It was a complete T, but it wasn't like a left or right. It was a T-section in the road. Now, we're faced with this, because we're going back to the past. We're moving to this present moment, and there's 3 things. So what I was seeing was the trinity. There's left, there's right, there's straightforward. Some are getting to a point during Mercury retrograde. We've gone back, and what we're going to do with that past information, Gibo, the ruin, which I mentioned 2 days ago. With great power comes great responsibility. Once you have the download and you know something and you've learned something, understood something, face the shadow, right? You're different. What now with the information? So there can be information coming. You may have a choice offered to you, and you may have sent it out into the ethers to bring you a new situation. So it's A, going to show you the blockage, B, choice. So what I was saying was the trinity. As above, as below, as within, we manifest during a blooming Mercury retrograde. So we need to be careful what we're tuning into. Clear your chakras each time you're thinking, especially moving into this energy of Pisces, because what can happen is you can accidentally manifest something that you feel you need, but universe, Gaia, knows better than us. And I've always had to do this myself. I go, heck, I manifested that. And then it kind of doesn't taste as good as I thought it would. It's a bit like going, you know, I think a steak burger would be really nice. And then you get it and you're like, yeah, it's not how I remembered it. So sometimes being fluid that those old things we're purging don't necessarily resonate with who we are today, but we're still purging it nevertheless. So the T section does feel for some of you, it could be a physical energy of a person. It could be an old career, a hope, a dream. It's personal for everyone individually. But you're going to get what you believe is that new beginning. It's a very new beginning, and it's going to come in hot and heavy. And then the past energy is your heartstrings. And the inner conflict is your heartstrings are connected to something for a reason, guys. You know, we talk about cutting cords. No, it is what it is. When it's ready, it's ready. Trust universe. Trust it. Trust it. So what's coming up on this side of the fence is the way you are looking at this individual or circumstance as a burden. You need to drop it as a job psychically. Drop it as a job. Sometimes it's psychic energy. Heal it. Sometimes that individual can be thinking about you. Sometimes you individually have been tuning into it and it's stifling. Whoa. Okay. That makes you guys angry. I'm just saying. That was like lightning. Something's coming in very quickly. And it's like bang. And you may put your guard up. And this can be in the next 24 hours. It might have already happened, but it can be in the next 24 hours. And it's going to bring a choice to the T section in the road. I feel you've ushered this in due to your emotions. So check where your emotions are in the next 48 hours. Because what you are thinking and feeling and vibing, clear that crown chakra, guys. It's going to come in unexpectedly. You have to trust that even if it looks ugly, it's going to be beautiful. It sounds crazy, but it's like this is to help us heal something because it's going to give us a revelation. Now, between these two paths, this other situation, it might be, oh my gosh, you know, I have to be responsible. I might need to talk to this person. I might need to deal with this thing. Maybe I don't like this as much as I thought. Like I said, there's a T section in the road. A decision is coming. And it does feel as though, you know, this is a very traditional circumstance. This is the way I'm saying it's very traditional, but you need to check from yourself, not their self. The reason I say that is because this person's coming in quite angelically. It could be a person, could be a circumstance or a thing. They're coming in very angelically, and it could be they're the innocent bystander. It could be an offer. It could be a friendship. It could be a new connection. Might be a new business offer, but you might look at it and go, that might not be for me. Now, you could have guilt because you could have set the pavement in a row and only for those old situations to come back and you feel very different about both. So it's really about needing to be quite fluid. Trust your guides. They've been sent through individuals, people, places, things to help you see this of what your old value system is and what it is now. Now, this thing that you feel is your deepest soul's desires could be a soulmate, but it might be, again, a person, place, or thing. You may find this to be coming on a bit hot and heavy and like you're overcommitting, but feeling a bit daunted by the situation. I kind of feel anxious even tuning into it. But it's whatever this is coming in quickly. It's almost like you set your path. It's really gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's lovely. And then you're going, what? For some of you, this could be two energies. For some of you, this could be a love interest. The other side, it could be, hey, you'd started this path. You've been talking to this person. It's going really great. And bang, this individual from the past comes back all shaped up, looking beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, woman, man, whoever it is. And this could also be a business partnership as well. Please take it as completely fluid energy. It's not a romance read. This is collective energy. And all of us individually at the moment are having very different circumstances. So drop it where it falls. The message that's coming through is that this could cause conflict with this other circumstance and you feel piggy in the middle. Like, what? How to get myself in this mess? I don't. Whose fault's what? Watch, be careful with you. Yeah, heck. Oh, God. I try not to think. I'm telling you, I want to be Spock. No, I'm not Spock. Be in the moment. Be in the moment. Be careful. Be careful what you wish for. What do you think I don't manifest anymore? I'm like thinking on it. No, don't think about that, YILDIZ. Okay, at the heart. Okay, crowning energy for the next 24, 48 hours. We'll see how we go. What? Shapeshifter. Something hasn't changed. I'm laughing. Okay, this isn't what you think. You may think you've changed your mind on something. You're going to be very, okay, you've got to hear something out. I'm laughing because this isn't about anyone else. And that's what I keep hearing. This whole month is going to make sense. Look, ask Giggle, ask some of us that talk together regularly in coaching sessions and things. When you have an epiphany about something, you do laugh at yourself. You're like, are you serious? I did that. That's what this was about. Shapeshifter is about, it can be a two-faced person. It can be a circumstance where we're having to do our shadow work. We're changing. It's like, oh, they've changed. They're putting a poker face on. This is an authentic situation, but it's also to do with a wake-up call and you're like, I thought I'd let go of that, but I haven't. There's information. What story have you been bringing up in the foundation? Where is your life at, okay? What you're passionate about is going to be truly shown. I feel a lot of crosswires. I'm almost seeing sliding doors, you know. It's like, oh, lost in translation, lost in transit. It's like, it's giving me a bloody headache. Block out distractions. Okay, this situation from the past is knowing that, okay, what are we supposed to learn here, please? I really think there's supposed to be a message in this whole Snow King. Okay, clearing debt, spiritual debt. Now, with this other person, they're like, look, I'm allowing these obstacles to be here in my life. There were. Over here, you know, their ownership. Okay. A group of you have manifested something in. It is due to where your alignment's at. Now, I'll first talk about love and I'll sum it up, and then I'll talk about other polarities that are coming through. From a love position, a lot of you have been going through a very hard time lately, and you're sort of coming through like you want to, but you feel you're leaving a soldier behind. This has become a real burden psychologically. And it's also been to bring other energies in. You don't want to hurt anyone, and you feel it to be a burden. So universe is bringing a situation into you to give you complete and utter clarity that this is not about them. This is about you. Oh, boy. Even YILDIZ has got to take that one. Okay. putting ourselves in the naughty corner. We have thought the power has been outside of us. We have thought the blockages were we were doing the work on ourselves, we were going to manifest this in. Do I have a new beginning? Can I? Is it out of my control? It's on their side. It's not on my side. It's on your side. So there is a circumstance playing out with the universe, and they're like, okay, beautiful, lovely. We're gonna show you something and help you heal at a different level. We're going to allow a circumstance to bring balance and justice to this, but so that you can understand, we're going to show you that there was missing information and misunderstandings. That these emotions, out of sight, out of mind, does not mean out of heart. This is a karmic debt that is being cleared, and the reason why is because some of these things, it's almost like you've embodied it like it was your fault. And there is a circumstance in life that's going to play out to help you understand things do change. Some things are out of our control. Some hopes and dreams that we had may not be in resonance of who we are. Now, I do feel some of you may have two roads. There might be two individuals. There might be two ways this can go. But again, the T section is you, piggy in the middle. And I was hearing the term piggy in the middle. This can be between your family members and what they think you should do. It can be between your friends and what they think you should do. And between you and your conditioning and what you think you should do. And it's becoming stifling. It's almost like, let me think. Stop. Block out distractions when it comes to this past situation. Listen. Because we need to take the power back and look at how we feel. Piggy in the middle, as my partner calls me. Okay, guilt, let go of it. We are allowed to change our mind 100 times a day. It's not illegal. I can say that I'm going to meet for lunch with you. And then if my car breaks down, then in that circumstance, yes, I can show up correct and I can say, hey, I'm just going to give you a buzz. I'm sorry my car's broken down. Yes, is that socially acceptable? Yes. What if my phone's broken? What if I feel guilt and I can't explain that? So I just don't call you. Am I a bad person? Well, I haven't been the politest, I would say, but I'm not a bad person because circumstances change. Does that make sense? There's something in this. It's like you're holding on to something that is making you feel like you're owning another person's responsibility on you. Like, I've got to hold on, I've got to hold on, I've got to hold on. I do feel there could be a person for some of you that you're ushering into your life, but they could be very clingy. They want to take you away. They want to go with you. Why? Because they're getting triggered. There's jealousy here. There's a bit of addictive tendencies here. It's like, you're mine. It's almost like because you do have pain from this other energy, the way they're coming in is like a bat out of hell. And it's almost like a bit stifling because, I mean, look at their face, man. I mean, you're mine. You're mine. And here, jealousy. Clarify. Love is not ownership. Sometimes we love to be like consumed like a chocolate, you know? Yeah. But then when we need to, go to the powder room and you got that person there, you're going, is there anything you need? A bit of privacy. That's kind of what can be coming through. There's varying degrees. We can get the middle ground. I can't explain it fully. Yeah. Look, some of you, this is work. It's like you've poured it in. You're doubting yourself. You're like, gosh, has this, what is this circumstance? It's going to be individually, spiritually connecting to a circumstance you're dealing with right now. Try not to feel guilty, especially if this is a pain body experience and you're healing. Again, it's very personal. Have a bit of quiet time. Don't second guess yourself. Balance your orange chakra. Fear, guilt, anger. Sometimes when we feel that we have been having our power taken from us, especially with that chainsaw energy that was coming through, we need to look at that shadow work and need to say, okay, gee, did somebody take that from me? Well, I've got to take that back. And sometimes it can be a friend, it can be a family member, and you tend to find this in twin flame journey as well, that we do go to people. But then after we've got those downloads, what we do with it, is really our power. So, take things into consideration, yes, but then move into, okay, now how do I feel about that? What's my findings? Dana Scully, X-Files. I'm telling you, feminines, you guys, the energy, the way it's coming through, it's like we're in Dana Scully mode. Probably because we're moving into the Virgo full moon. I believe it could be at the 28th. I don't have the date on me. But yeah, we're going into Dana Scully mode. I should have called the video that. By expecting their success, I can help others improve. It's like understand, duality. Understand that, okay, if you're dealing with a circumstance and you're finding it really difficult right now, understand there's a reason why these difficulties are coming up. It's a leap year too. Yeah, I still wouldn't propose to anyone. Doesn't define me. Okay. You never help others when you allow yourself to be a sounding board for their contemplation. That I just mentioned that. What do you feel about that? Look at the hands. Giving power away. You never help others when you allow yourself to be a sounding board for their complaints. It's like, yes, temporarily, but if you go away and do the work, it's on your side of the fence. We can talk about it. We can hear ourselves out loud, but they can't fix that. We can fix that. Seeing them as you, knowing they want to be very dark. Okay, where am I? Seeing them as you, knowing they want to be is the most valuable thing you can do for them. When you are able to think about a person and feel good at the same time, when you love others without worry, because then you're doing their work, you are an advantage to them. When you can expect others to succeed, then is your association with them to their advantage. It's like, don't do the work for another person. If you're getting triggered and you're feeling, they're never going to get their life together. Well, did you get your life together? Shadow work. And it's merely acknowledge it. It's not, okay, let's go into dissection mode. I had a message from a fellow YouTuber that, is a coach, and, she's like, I don't know if I want tarot and this. But, she's also a twin flame, and she has reached a stage in her journey very similar to where I was. And she said, I don't know if this psychoanalytical energy of shadow mirror work is really healthy for me. Thanks, Sweet. And you do reach that, because it's almost like you do end up getting quite angry, and we happen to have the moon transiting Mars, or emotions can be coming up relating to our moon. No, it's transiting Aries, which is Mars. We're looking at the wound, but it's also with that, how do I explain it? There does come a point where we have thought about it and purged through the 7 stages of healing in the third eye so far. And then it's like, okay, is this productive and healthy for me to continue to talk about this story? It is, however, in the shadow side of things, if we're feeling that way, that we're tired of doing the work and that other person is not doing anything, when we really haven't visually seen it, because it's happening on the internal of them first, then the external. It's an egoic, abandonment, anger-related projection. Do we have to constantly dissect ourselves? No, we don't. If a moment comes up to look at it and be in wisdom of it, Gebo, correct. Have a look at it. Yes, with wisdom comes great responsibility and power. Like, the power is responsibility. You do have power. That's your circle of concern, but don't enable. If you're feeling you need to do the work for another person, why? Is that a pain body experience? We don't need to fix everyone. If you feel they can't ascend and change, incorrect. If you feel you can't change your circumstances right now, incorrect. But at the moment, a lot of healing. Any questions in the house while I'm quickly here before I go and have my What's the word for dinner lunch? Because that's about the hour it's got to. It's not brunch. You know? Anything else I saw? I hope you've enjoyed the reading. Thank you for those of you who have kindly liked the video. I do appreciate it. Thank you for joining. When your TF wants space, give them space. Don't communicate. Respect it. And then when they don't hear from you, they'll be like, oh, heck. You don't push that. We're not their nurse. We're not their parent. I respect your request. Thank you. That's okay. No, Dale, not at all. It's just you're acknowledging. When I message you back, because I don't like, if I see any of you's comment, if I feel you're stuck, you know, I'll share. What you do with it is up to you. It's a viewpoint. It's not a judgment. It's just step back from a circumstance, especially when we get triggered. Because what can happen is, you know, for you, your twin contacted and you were like, oh, heck, you know, I don't think that's a good idea. So, you know, when we talk about run a chaser, we have to look at the reality that at that moment when we're making decisions, are we running? Are we chasing? Are we just choosing from a place of where we currently are? If we're not doing either of that, fine. So when it came up for you, number one, if you can actually tune into why you chose to do such and state such. When we're in a connection and we have learnt to walk on eggshells, we can't do that forever. And you won't do that forever. You'll outgrow it because it's an unmanageable expectation for you to be everything for that person so they don't get upset, hurt, misunderstood, run away. It's like that is like trying to tame a dinosaur. You're going to get tired and you're going to want to go watch a TV show. It'll get boring. So at some point you will outgrow doing that. And you cause and effect energy in connections. It's a bit like if I say this, you're going to take it personal. I did one video on Facebook, which the frequency due to Mercury retrograde was really distorted. And on that video, I mentioned the funny thing, and it was years ago, I was told I would have trouble having children. And there's a lot of polarities coming up in the astrology at the moment to do with us having to change the way we're showing up on media, the way we're discussing things, being very accountable, looking at race situations and things to that degree, all the way stemming down to comedy. And I was like, wow, have we gone too far? I mean, how far do we go that we're going to have censorship, that we can't have an opinion, have a feeling, have a pain body experience? So number one is a pain body experience. For me, I had pain relating to children. Does that mean no child can be on the planet? That's ridiculous. I have to address that blockage. Do you know what I'm saying? So for you, when they contacted you, don't feel you've lost your chance. Don't feel that you've got to a point that you made the wrong decision. No, it was a decision you made in the moment. That's fine. And don't feel that if you do talk to them and you say exactly how you feel, what you need, if they run away. Most masculines need 2 weeks to consume, digest what you've told them. So if they changed their plans and they said, hey, you know, did they text message and did they say that and that's for Susan, you know, did they say, oh, sorry, you know, I can't catch up with you, or did they just not turn up? I mean, because initially you had said, gee, heck, you know, I don't think this is a good idea. And that's okay. You can be there, and that can be how you feel. Don't go into the abandonment, I've done something wrong. No, that's how you felt right then, and that was fine. Now, if they've changed their mind, also don't go into the spiral of, I knew they would do this, because if you're testing a person, you're wasting your energy. It's a bit like when people come to me, and I've coached other people as readers. Sometimes they can't channel individuals and they didn't know why. It's because the individual is testing us, and you're absolutely wasting your money. You're going for a reading, you're wanting that information, turn up and be open. So no, you're not. You're perfectly healing. Everything's in alignment. It's hard, you know, it's a new way of doing things, the mirror work. It's just food for thought. Take it with you, see how it resonates, and, you know, go from there. That's okay then. He's still being respectful. And so don't take it personal. We can, a bit like I said, You know, I was saying, hey, heck, you know, I could say we're going to catch up for lunch. Maybe that was a general message for you. And hey, something happened with my car, or I'm doing something. It's not that I'm sorry, I'm avoiding it. It's not personal. Don't make it personal. Even how you emotionally felt to do with the situation, it's not personal. You had your reasons. But don't go into that equation with that person and might mince your words. Don't waste your time because it's delaying the inevitable. You know, I'm not saying show up and be narcissistic and you need to do this and you need to do that. That's going to be a waste of time too, because that's a you issue. That's something you need to work at trusting. Trust doesn't mean I know you're going to do everything 100 to core. Trust is it's not my fault if you mess up. Does that make sense? It's like, well, heck, it'll hurt me, and I can't really avoid that because me stubbing my toe can hurt me. Me losing a parent can hurt me. Me losing a job can hurt me, but it happens. We're in the world. In the world, not of the world. We have our hopes and dreams. So if you turn up and you have lunch with this individual and they start doing shady things, it's how you control. Don't take it personal. Go, that's great. Now you're not wasting my time. I can come up over here. Don't own it as a job. Have you ever noticed when you are less attentive to an individual, it's like they're hot and heavy? It's due to the fact that you have no attachment. You have purpose. You're doing things. Oh, heck, I'm busy. I've got this. And flowing conversations and twin flame journeys as well flow much better when you have something to talk about. I know what you did last summer. It's not going to work. You know, when you're addressing head on, I'm not saying when I went back into my union that I didn't talk about these things with my twin. We can laugh about these things, and sometimes, you know, it gets heated. But we're best friends at the same time. I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. Don't expect him to be perfect. I'd be bloody bored if it was perfect. I really would be. Bored. So go in, be you. If they've got sloppy spaghetti hanging out and it's like, you'll probably find it hot anyway. Don't know why I'm saying that. Okay, I'll quickly answer these questions. I'm not being rude to any of you. Okay, so for SK, no. If the person, and don't take a personal SK. If your person or any human being doesn't even need the tag of TF, if somebody has said, want to be left alone, okay, I don't need to babysit you. I'm not your parent. You know where I am. You got my number. Sweet. I'm going to give you what you asked for. And if they message back, great. Do we need to nurture them, coddle them? No. God bless. I'm leaving you be. Peace out. Got things to do. Next question. What was I thinking about you, Stella? You're in the thick of it at the moment, girl. You're like going like a bat out of hell. Number one, you're missing me. I mean, ego, it's not a dirty word. You have been thinking about me. That's why I've thought about you. You have been thinking about me the last few days. Your perspective on a circumstance has changed. And because you've been thinking about me, I heard the term weekend. Now, that might have been you were thinking of the weekend or about the weekend. Something to do with that was coming through. That's all I'll say, Stella. I always miss you. But guides and people, you know, Giggle and I were talking about this morning. All of us have soul contracts together, guys. We're interconnected spiritually, psychically. So when I have a feeling, I know I've got one person on my Skype who's screaming at me so bloody loud at the moment. I'm going to find her name, and she's probably going to watch this video. I'm thinking about you. Christina, I will message you again, and I will say, yes, you. And you'll know it's... You know who I'm talking about because I've got a lot of Christinas, but I've got this particular Libra Christina. You know who you are. Yep. So we connect. We psychically connect when there's a shift. Okay, my TF is sick and I am so tired. Yes, because at the moment when you're purging something and you're doing 3D work, right? So they're sick, they're purging. You are fatigued because you're holding the energy up. Then once they're up, you'll go down. And you've been working as well. You've been clearing energies. So balance your orange chakra. Eat orange food groups. Go have a glass of orange juice. Get that pep up. Do a guided meditation and use citron. And just recoup. Get into that recoup mode because, we've had a lot going on this month. Who's the next lovely? Is there anything you can pull through? Much appreciated. Emma, why do I see a bunch of plans everywhere? Yeah. Why do I see plans everywhere, Emma? It's like, my God, what are you doing? I can just see busy, 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 busy. But you want to take some personal time. Or what are you wanting to take personal time? There's something going on that you need a moment. You're feeling a bit, it's like, look, this is either something that's coming in the future, but I'm seeing a lot going on. Are you needing to? Is this a download you're getting? Is this emotions coming through? Is this thoughts you're going through? And it's like a bit overwhelming and you're needing to just go, okay, I just need to step back and take a moment for a minute because it's feeling a lot, whatever this is going to be. This could be in the next 48 hours. Who knows? Let me pull a card for you. Is everyone needing? You're having a walk. I mean, in life, point blank zero at the moment where you stand. Walking's good. It moves the inner child. That feels fine. I don't know. Your energy feels pretty good. I feel like you've got some really good things coming. I don't know. It is. I can see something to do with, I'm seeing a holiday. But this feels, it's like you're tapping into that fun energy. You're like, no, I'm on a mission. I'm getting this done. I'm getting this done. This is what I want. And it's sort of like you're avoiding anything that is outside of your control and you're just taking your power back. And I think this is when it's, yeah. And you're like, look, white noise. Woo, sorry. Beautiful, lovely. No, you wish you were here. You're going, yeah. You're doing the right thing. But you're dropping it. You're like, yeah, you're not my problem. I got 99 problems and I'm working at me every day. Go do you, booze. Does that make sense, Emma? Look, I see a holiday. I see success and money. I see a lot of great things. Do you have a sibling that has kids? There's something to do with an external person, and they got kids, and it's like there's too much going on. There's too much going on. You're white lighted. You're protected. You're all good. But I feel that you will have, better balance there. So just trust the process. Who's the other super chat? What should... At the moment, SK, I really feel that at the moment, a lot of us are 3D, right? 3D in a sense that we're healing, but it's psychological. So as the week progresses, we'll move back into 5D because we'll understand. We can't allow, we're more in control, masculine-related dynamics when we're 3D. So Mercury retrograde becomes very 3D. Especially when all these energies, Mercury, are coming back to us psychologically. So everyone will be more 3D at the moment, but I was already getting with this Virgo energy, I've been having a lot of psychic downloads lately, and it's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I think it's because of a placement Gemini is aspected at the moment. So you'll find at the moment, moving towards the energy of Pisces, you'll be able to, and more towards Mercury going direct, you'll find you'll need to recoup. So the fatigue energy and all of that, this psychic understanding, you'll be more 5D, but you don't need to have an attachment and twin flame path. So what I'm saying is It's not outside of you, it's inside of you. We've asked guides to give us solutions. We've asked for signs. We've asked for new situations. Be careful what you ask for. It's B. Make peace, purge through the chakras. You physically, the laws of attraction are you don't need to do anything. It's about alignment, heart-centered. It comes to you. Is this the plans I'm seeing? Because I'm seeing wicked success with it, Emma. Really wicked success. It looks as though you could potentially be getting a lot. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you could be getting a lot of success. I'll come back to you in a minute. I'll go to Karen. What do you want to know, Sway? What do you need to know? A message. I feel some sadness around you at the moment, Karen. But I feel as though there could be a soul energy. There is a guide around you that is, it's a loved one that's passed over. Now, this does feel a long time ago. It doesn't feel most recent. It does feel a guide. And it's like they're around you at the moment, but you're going through an emotional change. But they're around you at the moment. I'll just wait for you to respond and then I'll bounce back. I just want to make sure I've ticked that box and keep in queue of the questions so I don't forget a super chat. Ooh. Does everything feel as though it's changing very quickly and not in your control? Because it feels something to that degree. Daily energy gone to 2 hours. Oh, gee, Yildiz. Karen S., that's for you, Sway. Emotions all over the place. Yeah, because the cards just smashed on the floor and it was like, okay, trust the process because it's a woman. I'm seeing a woman energy. Is this a grandmother or an auntie or somebody like this? Because this person feels very nurturing towards you, but they're helping you. So if there's a particular energy you're thinking on and you're looking at your circumstances in your life and you wish they were there to help you with some sort of emotional reassurance or some advice, they're also asking you to go to somebody, to talk to somebody about this to get that support energy, but also that it is going to change. And they're trying to help through your memory system to give you some clues of what some of these solutions are. Does that make sense? I hope that lands. But it just feels like you're like, heck, it's just too much. Do you know? It is going to pass though. Do you have Leo in your chart? What do you have in your chart? It's done it again. It's like that's kind of how you're feeling. Every time you're picking up, something's going haywire. And it's almost like I was going to say something turned into shit. You know, you're like, Pisces. Okay, now, because you have Aquarius on your 12th house, get away from white noise. Yep, the Leo, I told you. Get away from the energy with the Leo, right? Your relationship sector at the moment, you're having a huge soul cleansing. Leos are really going through it. Look, you are underestimating yourself, number one. Things are set to be really fantastic for you in 2021 and beyond. And connections, your vibes, your contracts, your money, your love, it's all coming. Yes, obviously, there's 3 things we have to do. But from a Leo point of view, you do have luck there. So anything that's going AWOL, you're having a big purge section in that area at the moment. And it's horrible. 7th house, our luxuries, the things we like to have, our relationships, our contracts, you know, it's heck. It's Mercury retrograde in that area. It's almost like a Venus retrograde for you. So it's tough emotionally. So try and have patience. We're almost out of Mercury retrograde and you'll find there's going to be direct movement happening and it'll be lighter. I hope that helps. But your guides are coming through saying they're with you. Please understand you're not alone. Please understand the best is yet to come. It's okay, Dal. It's because what happens is when these things go, it's because your soul has grown and it wants something bigger, right? So the big things that are coming and what you're going to have is going to be very beautiful. And it's just look at it as a rebirth. You know, a divorce doesn't mean to say that it's, you know, for some we can return to those circumstances. I'll be point blank zero true. For others, it's okay. It's my time now to grow. It's my time to marry myself, to be invested in myself, and all these beautiful things are going to come. But you guys have the best aspects in your chart to set you off for the next 20 years. All of us collectively have had pretty rough relationships because we had the energy in Capricorn. Now it's moved to Aquarius. We're exhausted by this, you know, Aquarian energy at the moment, the 101 of it, but it will get better. But it will move. Just trust the process. You're healing through it. But it's just exhausting psychologically. It will get better. Try and do a guided meditation on the third eye because I feel sleepless energy. It's because you're thinking, you're healing, you know, and it's headaches and it's, you know, pressure. It's going to shift. It will change. Yeah, it just pace yourself. Take it each day. How do you feel today? Crap. How do you feel tomorrow? Great. Okay, that's fine. Just and jot down and journal what you need to tick off so you can step into that emotion energy then. And by that Virgo moon, you can sit and you go, whoa, what just happened? What portal did I just move through? You know what I mean? Think about the freedom of having a bubble bath in your own domain. My house, I don't want to go to bed. I'm not going to bed. I'm going to have caffeine overload. You can't stop me. Okay. Will my mechanic open up to me soon? Will your masculine, will your mechanic? So the business venture for Emma, and then I'll tie it up. I won't answer any more questions. 1 minute, I may just see how I go. Emma, now whatever this business energy is, that was maybe why I was seeing a lot of paperwork. Okay, I was seeing a lot of paperwork based on the fact that whatever it is, it's either something you're already doing or something you're going to launch, but it's going to be quite successful. I just feel like you've said something out into the ethers like nothing's going to define you, if that makes sense. That's so, it's okay, Karen. But that's what you got to do, Karen. You know, it's half glass full, half glass empty. Okay, what was that? Okay, maybe it was great. Maybe it was beautiful. You're going to see the yin and yang. But what can you have that's going to be quiet, peaceful, blissful? I mean, jealousy, trying not to send the third eye at Shelley, but she's getting a new bed. I want one. I'm going to get the tumble and I'm going to smudge. And we are sending blessings and love to Giggle Glimmer for her beautiful, abundant, puffy bed. Okay? She's going to laugh at me later. She's going to be like, cow. I'm telling you, I'm trying not to put the evil on you. God bless. May you have a lovely, blissful, safe, harmonious, clear energy bed full of abundance. Okay. So the business for Emma, it looks good. I'm feeling good about it. I'm busy. I'm just feeling you're going to be busy. So keep your hat on. Opening up, Jenny. Okay. I feel a bit of a blockage there for some reason. It's almost like it's saying no, not at the moment. You best. So tumble on to that bed, baby. So I'll pull a card for that question to do with the mechanic, but I think you're saying masculine. I'm not sure. I will do I'll try and do a twin flame this week. I'll try and get it done before the weekend, but I've got all the recordings to do for the zodiacs, for the psychic readings. And I may come live for, I'll see how I go. I'm trying to multitask, heck. Yes, I do think that they will make a decision, but they're gonna be pretty. They need to sort something out. It feels like a judgment. It might be a court case, a legality, a contract they're dealing with currently. But there's going to be balance, but something's got to be moved and tweaked. I already got the handcuffs. I make it a joke, and I bought my twin a toolbox. And it's got little hooks on it. And it's a running joke, right? So I was like, you know what? We've got it in the in the workshop. And in the workshop, I said, oh, wouldn't it be funny if your friends come over and the handcuffs are hanging from it? I mean, I'm just saying. It's a tool, right? Oh, Joy. Hi, Sally. And I'm just about to leave the house. Did I miss anyone else? So if anyone was offended, I'm truly very sorry. I am an angelic soul, with a little bit of a cheek to me. Heck. Makes sense. Okay, Emma, I just wanted to know I was on the right path. Look, Emma, if it's the right path for you, it's the right bloody path, okay? We don't need to apologize to anyone. It's like nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? If your heart's in it, I was saying this to my daughter this morning. She goes, I don't know if I want to do what I'm doing at the moment, Mum. Aquarius. That's okay. That's fine. You could literally invest into a career, and how many times for those of us, us old ducks in the house, have we changed several careers? You can't build pyramids in the sky, okay? It's not an island. You're going to outgrow things, and that's acceptable. Do we need to live in it like a coffin because we have a bill? No, please don't do that. If you outgrow it, grow. Grow. Get out. And 2 in Aquarius placements. You'll find with the Aquarius energy, you'll lose up as we have Mercury direct. And I think all of us collectively are feeling, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. You're the oldest, whatever. I could be a billion-year-old soul, and, it's not like I can bring my resume with me right about now, apart from in my, speech. I'm going to go and get lunch. I'm bloody starving. Not mentally. I don't want to be mentally mature all the time. Sometimes I have brat attacks and I'm like, I don't want to be mature. I don't have to be. My nephew one time, this was 2 years ago when he would have been quite young. And, he came over and he had there was a spare dummy. Okay. Now I disinfected it, left it there for the poor bone. And my sister would call me and he would always have his other dummy in. And I found it in the kitchen. I was like, I know it's here somewhere. And he was a bit like Maggie on The Simpsons, and he would be sucking at this dummy. And so to be playful, I put this dummy in my mouth one day and I just jumped on the camera. And he was like, Auntie, YILDIZ has got them. And so I kept it as maybe a toy that him and I could just muck about with. That Auntie would pop on and go, yep, I got mine too. Yeah, sometimes we need to be, okay? That's what sometimes we need to do, is be playful, make a joke, a pacifier, yeah, but he smiled so hard, you couldn't see the dummy anymore. His mouth was up here. He was like, you're hilarious. Go to bed, Susan. Okay, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. I've got to get back to work anyway with the videos. There's booking spaces available, but they're running out, so it's up to you guys, because I've also blocked space out for the recordings. Take care, look after yourselves. I'll see you when I can.